Oh my God, where is everyone? Hello. Oh, hello, it was off. Never mind, sorry. Hello, everyone. So, how was everyone's break? Good? Yeah? You guys missed us, right? Totally understand. Would rather be in school, not a break. I get it. Okay, put away your phones. Put away your headphones. Take down your hoods. Be present, okay? So I welcome everyone back from a Thanksgiving break, okay? As I mentioned before, there's only 2 full weeks of school left, okay? And then you have your midterms. 2 full weeks of school left and then your midterms. So there's not a lot of time for the second quarter. So, talk to your teachers, get everything going, okay? This morning, we have a wonderful guest speaker. She's going to be talking about a concept that's really important, okay? It's an important thing to develop early on, and that is the concept of self-compassion, okay? So let's give a hand for Miss L.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, good to see you, good to see you. Welcome back from break. So we're gonna do a little time traveling today, all right? But before I talk about the time travel, self-compassion is a really important topic. It's something that I'm learning to do, and I know each of us can really benefit from being more compassionate toward ourselves, and bringing that love in can also help us to bring that love out, right? So especially we have only a couple more weeks left of this semester. I think it's a really important message to help you just be more compassionate for yourself and bring that compassionate toward others. So we're gonna time travel a little bit back to sophomore class of 21. Our seniors who were here maybe remember those who graduated 4 years ago, and we're gonna hear about what they had to say. We used to do these class projects for character ed themes. So it's a fun video that the sophomore class and I, as the homeroom teacher, helped to create. So I hope you enjoy our understanding about self-compassion. Mr. Shin.
Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about self-compassion, which is presented by the sophomore class. Yay! So Dr. Kristen Neff, she gave us a great quote here. Treat yourself as you would treat a good friend. Yes, let's think about how we can treat ourselves better. So what is self-compassion? It is to be warm, kind, understanding, loving towards ourselves, even when we suffer, fail, feel inadequate, and so on. Rather than ignoring ourselves and our pain, we bring compassion towards ourselves instead of judging ourselves too harshly. Here's another great quote from Jennifer Petty. Love turned inwards allows our light to shine bright for others. Ah, that's beautiful. Personally, I'm definitely still working on self-compassion and hope to continually work on getting better at it. Working on myself hopefully will make not only my life better, but also help improve the lives of people around me. So with that, let's see how we can improve on self-compassion to head over to the sophomore homeroom and see what we can learn.
I can't believe I spaced on Mr. Schwartz's essay.
How could you forget? He told us 1,000 times.
You should have known better. You gotta stop doing that. Come on, man.
I get it.
I can't believe it. Alright, all we get a snack.
No.
What do we want?
No.
Ice cream.
No.
Come on, find a treat.
No. Just leave me alone.
I'm so sorry, Thomas. He unfortunately was not able to be self-compassionate, so he succumbed to the difficulties, harsh words, as well as rejected the encouragement. To gain more perspective on this matter, let's take a look at what our faculty and staff have to say about self-compassion.
What does self-compassion mean to me?
Self-compassion to me is just being able to accept who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, and everything, and working from there without judgment.
So, self-compassion to me means being essentially gentle with yourself, right? So, I once heard someone say the phrase, think about how you talk to yourself, right? Would you talk that way to a friend? And if the answer is no, then you got an issue, and that's not self-compassion. Self-compassion is treating yourself the way you would treat your best friend or your sister or your brother or whoever else is close to you.
Self-love, self-care, self-trust, and giving myself the benefit of the doubt that I am doing the best, because I can be so hard on myself. I think that's very common a lot of times, is we're very hard on ourselves a lot, and I do that too. So it's a good reminder for me to be more compassionate when I'm hard on myself.
How can we be more compassionate to others and to ourselves?
From my experience, being more compassionate to others is being able to, walk a mile in that person's shoes, trying best to see from their perspective and just practicing empathy. So like, we might not be in the same situation as them, we don't have the same experiences as them, but at least trying to, as best as we can, see from that perspective is a great way of practicing that kind of compassion for them.
I think the best way in regards to others is to consider the other person's perspective. I think it's cliche to say, put yourself in their shoes, but it's a cliche for a reason, right? So consider what that person's going through, what they're thinking, the different things going on in their life. And if you're able to consider those things and put yourself in the same place as them, it really allows you to be more compassionate. When you're talking about compassionate to yourself, I think the best way to do that is really go back to what I just said, right? Consider how you're talking to yourself and realize that you need to be more gentle with yourself, and that you are just as important as the people that you are kind to, and so you need to be kind to yourself as well.
In terms of being more compassionate to others, it comes down to just giving people an opportunity to be listened to be heard. Sometimes I feel like we listen through our own filter, but it's really important just to listen, to truly listen to what other people are saying, without anger, without judgment, but just hearing what they're saying. That's what I would say in terms of spreading compassion for others, is having a chance to really and fairly listen to them from a loving perspective.
Why is it important to have compassion for ourselves?
Well, I think it's very easy for us, at least for me, to sometimes get very self-critical about different things that I do or don't do. And especially, in high school when I was younger, it was very easy to start comparing myself to my peers, to my friends, in terms of academics or other kinds of traits that, quite frankly, in the long run aren't really that important, You might think that's weird to say, but you just got to realize that, everyone is a different person, and even though you're in the same classes, you're doing a lot of similar things, everyone has their own life experience, life path, life journey, so it's kind of pointless to compare, your place and their place. So to tie it back to self-compassion, it's really important to just, even if, let's say, you're not doing as well as someone else, one of your friends, let's say, it's so important to realize, what you already have, the good things, the blessings in your life. And even if you have weaknesses in your character, you can still work from there and, find a way to get better at that.
You are the person that you are with for your entire life, right? I mean, yes, you might have a significant other that you're with for your entire life, but you are the one person that you will 100% be connected to. You can't be with anybody else other than yourself, right? So you need to be compassionate, because you need to care about yourself, you need to love yourself, and you need to be able to be in a space where you want to be in the same room with yourself. right? And so that's why it's important, because a life without self-compassion is fairly hard, sad, and it's not necessarily a life that I would want to live personally.
I like to think, how can I fully love other people if I don't love myself or give love to myself? Which is interesting, because sometimes it's easier to show love for other people, yet we are our hardest critic. But I believe that I can provide more compassion for other people when I love myself first.
What advice do you have for others to be more self-compassionate?
I think the best way to think about it, right, is I think whenever anyone talks about self-care, there's this concept of like, treat yourself, eat whatever you want, go take a bath, do whatever you want, and don't worry about the rest of the consequences, and don't worry about all the things that you have to do. And that's true, and that's important. I think those things are definitely important, but I also think another form of self-care is picking yourself back up when you're in a million pieces on the floor and slowly concentrating on those basics, right? And those are the things that make you feel good, right? That might be, hey, I need to go on a walk to get outside, or hey, I want to eat a meal that actually makes me feel good rather than what just tastes good, right? Going back to the treat yourself thing, right? So concentrating on those basics that really make you feel good and whole. And then, you know, doing those things that make you happy, right? So whether that's investing in a hobby that you really enjoy and taking that time for just you and only you.
I think it's simple when you talk about self-care, doing things that you value. Like, we all have different things that honor our values. Like, for me, my biggest values are friends, doing things that I love, and following my passion. So when I might feel hard on myself or critical of myself, instead of me focusing on what I don't want or what that's negative, I choose to put my attention towards my values. That's self-compassion for me, doing things that honor myself, show myself that I'm worthy, and bring love to myself. And that's through, like I said, spending time with friends, doing what I love, and making a difference. That's self-care for me.
Let's see how Thomas can be more compassionate to himself. To do this, let's take a trip inside Thomas's brain to see his own mean self-talk versus trying to be more self-compassionate.
How could he forget about that? You know what? You're weak. You're worthless. You've forgotten that for what? The 9th time this year? You're never gonna amount to anything like this. You're worthless and you know it. Hey, me and Thomas? Would I be talking to Thomas like that if I were a friend? No, I wouldn't. You know why? He made a mistake. Yeah, he did that, but guess what? He's human. We all do make mistakes. We can make up mistakes. You don't have to degrade him like that. How about you let me take the reins, and we can help fix this problem instead of just making it worse.
In the end, with hard work and effort, kind Thomas won and was able to be more self-compassionate. Such a great development. Thank you for putting in time to work on quieting that mean voice and allowing loving acceptance to permeate. I want to also thank all of our actors, actresses, and guest speakers for showcasing this concept today. So now it's discussion time. Before you start talking, please take a moment to think about the questions here. So, learning about self-compassion, how will this impact my life and how I treat other people? And then, how can I be more compassionate to myself? When you're ready, please turn and talk to the person next to you. Teachers, please help facilitate the conversations. Thank you.
So now is the interactive time to turn and talk to the person next to you about self-compassion. So I put the questions on the board. All right, so just take a couple moments to just share what you think, and then I'll ask if there's a brave soul to want to share aloud. But yeah, the questions are on the board. Again, how can you be more self-compassionate? Yes. All right, we'll give it a couple more seconds. But sounds like you're having some good discussions. Good. All right, so you can wrap up your discussions. Thank you, everyone. Give yourselves a high five, fist bump, okay? So anyone want to share? How can we treat how can this impact our lives? How can we treat others? Or how do you feel like you can be more self-compassionate towards yourself? Anyone want to share? Oh, the questions are up here. How will this impact my life and how I treat others, and how can I be more compassionate toward myself? Anyone brave this morning? Can also be a teacher if you really want to. 6, 7? Let's tie that into the answer somehow. Yes. Is it 6, 7? Oh, okay, okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mr. Miyazaki. Beautiful words. Yes, you are worthy of the love that you give others and being able to take care of yourself and doing things that are good for you, taking that walk. We have a beautiful seaside right next to us. Yes, Joyce. Okay, very nice. Yeah, so self-reflection and also bringing that positivity in your life. Very beautiful. All right, so we're gonna, there's a little bit of the end just to show you. Again, the sophomore class, they really put a lot of effort into making this video, so thank you so much, guys. We'll just play the rest of the video if you guys could get the lights. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for discussing and taking some time to think about these questions. Here's some fun pictures from the sophomore class. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you were able to learn a lot of great stuff. And I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. And let's be kinder to ourselves, okay? Let's do it! Yay!
Okay, thank you, Miss L. Let's give Miss L another hand. Can we turn on the lights for me? Can we turn on the lights? Thank you. Okay, everyone. So again, self-compassion is a lifelong journey. You're not, believe it or not, if you haven't picked up on this yet, you are not perfect. Ugh. I know. I'm sorry if that's news to anyone. None of us are perfect. You make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. So how you learn how to deal with your mistakes is going to be a lifelong journey. Okay? So I have important announcements, lots of them. So put away your phones. Put away your headphones. Please look at me because you're not going to want to miss this. There's a lot of information. Okay? The first one. There is a talent show on Friday after school, okay? It's at 6 o'clock, Nate? 7, okay, so when do the doors open? Okay, yes, we did it. 6:30, the doors open. The talent show will be in here, okay? Do you guys need more acts to sign up? The list is full. Wow, okay, so we have a full list, yes? Donations. So the student council is asking for donations, food donations to be sold at the talent show. So if you or your parents would like to donate food to be sold, food and drinks, please contact Nate and or Joseph. Okay. We do have a half day on Friday. Okay, there is a half day on Friday. There is no organized community service on Friday. If student council needs some help setting up, student council will communicate with the teachers. Okay, yes. When is break? Break starts on the 18th. We'll talk about that, okay? Okay, so keep that in mind. Also, a few other points. We do have an important agent. A couple of people that we work with internationally, are coming to visit us tomorrow. So tomorrow you will see a few people touring the school. They might sit in on some classes. So please be on your best behavior. Please make sure that you are representing our school in the most positive way. Okay? Also, I'm not saying we're doing a drill. I'm just saying we should review a drill. Okay? So, who remembers what we do when we shelter in place? Guys, I did a whole morning assembly on it. Yes, Dawood. Yes, Dawood. Thank you. Thank you for paying attention. Yes. So when we shelter in place, okay, that means there is something happening outside the school. Usually it's something like a big tornado warning, or maybe there's chemicals in the air. You want to get somewhere where there are no windows, okay? So if we are to do a shelter in place drill, I will get on the loudspeaker and I'll say, this is a shelter in place drill. You will be sheltering with your homeroom, okay? 9th graders, you are going to the small assembly room or the lecture hall. The lecture hall is your shelter in place place. 10th graders, you are going to room 223, which is Mr. Morales' room. 223, Mr. Morales' room, okay? 11th graders, you would go to the small computer lab. 11th graders, small computer lab. 12th graders, you will also go to the lecture hall. Okay, lecture hall or small assembly room. That place is for you to shelter in place. What do all three of these places have in common? No windows. Okay, so when you are sheltering in place, you are getting away from windows. Okay, if you are in the dorm and you hear shelter in place, you must come downstairs and go to those areas. The reason is that in the dorm, there's really no place that doesn't have windows. Okay? So come right down and then go to your correct place. Teachers, your homeroom teachers will go to these locations and shelter in place with you and take attendance and report who's missing or who's not. Again, with these drills, it is very important that you are constantly signing out of the school if you leave, okay? The reason is if you leave without signing out and something were to happen, we do not know where you are, right? So it's important that if you are leaving the school early or if you're on your senior privilege, you leave the building or you go up to the dorm, you need to sign out so we know where you are, okay? Very important. Okay, Mr. Shin, could you put up the midterm exams, please? Okay, these are the midterm exam dates and times. Monday, December 15th, Tuesday, December 16th, Wednesday, December 17th. We do not change the dates of exams, okay? There is no changing a date. We do not do early exams. We do not do late exams. If you do not go to your exam, you are forfeiting that exam. It will be a 0, okay? Because if we allow that, people leave school early. They do not adhere to the schedule, and we cannot personalize everyone's everything, right? So, a few key points. Notice, you have 2 exams per day, okay? You come 8 o'clock in the morning, you go to homeroom. Then you have your second test, which will end at 11:30. These are true half days. There is no hanging out at school after your second exam. Once you're done with your exam, you may go. Please go. Okay? If you only have one exam in the morning, the first one, then after that, please leave. Okay? If you have one on the second column but not the first, you can come late. Okay? Make sure to be on time, but be here before 10, but you can come. You do not need to come during this time. So the basic point is, when you are in school, you are here for an exam. Okay? Because we don't want people partying it up, hanging out, being loud when exams are happening. Shh. We will have an area, most likely the lecture hall, that you can study in, or Spurgeon Hall. Spurgeon Hall that you can study in if you have to be here. So if you have a sibling or you have your ride can't come any earlier, then you can stay in Spurgeon Hall and study. But this is a quiet study area. It is not to hang out in and goof around. So dorm students, once you are done, you're just coming for the exams you have. Does everyone understand? Okay. We are starting to get some weather, okay, which means snow, okay? So if one of these dates is a snow day, meaning there's so much snow, we can't have school, then the 18th, we'll make up that day. So if Monday there's no school because of the snow, then only Monday's tests will happen on Thursday. I have to say that because one time we did this 6 years ago. We had a snow day and someone said, well, I'm just going to do all of my tests on the snow day, and he didn't come in. So yes, some of you are looking at me like, what? Yes, that did happen. So you can't just say, well, I'm just going to do all my tests on the makeup day because they're making up tests. No, it's only the day that was missed because of the snow day, okay? We haven't had to do this. I think that was the last time we did it was when he was here. So it hasn't been a thing these past few years, but we are starting to get some weather, okay? So keep that in mind. Does anyone have any questions about this? Does anyone need to take a picture? Maybe everyone should take a picture. We will send it by email, but take a picture. If you have your phone with you, take a picture. Now, a good point about weather, okay? BIA follows the Bridgeport Public School System for school closings and delays. That means if Bridgeport Public Schools closes because of weather, most likely BIA will also close because of weather, okay? So in the morning, or if it's a really bad storm, maybe the night before, look to the news, okay? Look for Bridgeport Public Schools. BIA will also text, call, email to let you know that school is closed as well, okay? But you might catch it before we do about the weather. Yes, Dr. Swartz. Oh, yes. Yes. That's a good point. So Dr. Swartz pointed out, 1 year, okay, the school, Bridgeport Public School, closed because of the weather, but it wasn't that bad. So instead of moving, a midterm to the Thursday, we kept school open, okay? So it is important that you make sure that you get the text from us saying, yes, we are closing. So we can override it, okay? But just keep that in mind, because I think in the next couple of weeks, I saw a little bit of like ice and snow on the horizon, okay? Does anyone have questions about that? Okay, a couple of more points. After 10 a.m. today, bus passes for December will be available again after 10 a.m. Then I have a big announcement. The drama team needs your help. Okay? This year we're doing, what play are we doing? A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Does anyone know what that is? No. Yes, no. It's a movie, yeah. Okay. So A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, okay, is a quirky space odyssey. It's set in space. And throughout this year, we're making several videos that will be in the play. So we need to film a video, but we need a lot of people. So we're going to film it during morning assembly next week. Okay? So this is all you have to know. You're going to get signs, and you're going to hold up the signs. Okay? 2 people will walk down and talk to someone up here. You just look like highly anticipating. And then you're going to look upset. And you're going to go, and that's it. It's very easy. And then you'll have to come to the play and figure out what you just did. Okay? So we're going to do that next week. Next morning assembly, we will be filming. Okay? Everyone got it? It'll be super fun. Any other announcements, teachers? We're good. We're good. Okay, then. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Please put your chairs to the side. Senior